Very quiet for tonight, so no problem at all being seen. We are live and recording, so thanks a lot for stopping by. We'll have more on the forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Again, for Monday night, not really too much of a problem. This is Weather Overtime, our online video weather blog, keeping you informed as to what's going on with the weather in and around this area. We'll talk more about the forecast here coming up in just a little bit. Been a beautiful day today. Are we going to continue that into tomorrow? We'll talk more about that again coming up here in just a little while. Again, so far so good, with little, if anything, showing up in the way of major problems. So we'll get you more on that forecast. Excuse me just 1 second here while I'm trying to get things a little bit better organized. For tonight, again, little, if anything, really happening, but into the next couple of days, that could be a bit of a concern out there. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit, so stay tuned for more there. Right now, it's very quiet and doubtful we're going to be seeing too much of anything else in the way of a situational problem for tonight. We've got, again, some chances of rain coming up as we go into around the area toward next week. It's not much, but it is a possibility of seeing some showers out there. Again, we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and get things started. I think we've got given YouTube enough time to catch up with all the video going on. 67 the high temperature, the low temperature 41. So again, a little bit below normal on the temperatures for today. Not doing too bad all the way across the area for those numbers out there. Record high of 90 set back in 1987. Record low of 1 degree above freezing that was set 3 years ago actually. We're behind for the month and for the year on rainfall. We could definitely use some more out there, and we'll hopefully pick up some more coming up here in the next couple of days. We've gotten about a couple of dozen eclipse pictures, and we're trying to cycle through them as much as we possibly can. This one from Gary Krators, hope I'm saying that right, from Ringgold, Georgia. Beautiful view. And if you take a look right smack in the middle, if that was not a bit of dirt on the lens, it's a good possibility that Mr. Gary captured a sunspot. So neat to be able to see that on the pictures. That's our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. And if you've got pictures, we'd love to see again what you've been seeing. Please send them in, eclipse related or otherwise. You can just email them to pictures@wdef.com. You can go to our social media pages, Facebook, X, or Instagram. Put them in the comments section. We'll pick them up from there. Or you can go to our website, wdef.com/photos, where you can also take a look at what other people have been sending in, and you can also submit your pictures on this brand new section of our website. So please stop by and take a look around. We'd love to see, again, what you're seeing out there. From around downtown, not doing too bad. Some very clear skies, a few clouds earlier on. Orion sinking in the western skies just above Raccoon Mountain, and so far again looking at some very dry conditions across much of the region. From downtown Chattanooga on the Bailey's Heating and Air Camera. All of our webcams available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam Network, and you can catch that again by also going to wdef.com/weather. Currently, again, a bit on the brisk side, back in the lower 50s. High temperatures for this time of the year, again, mid to upper 70s. We just barely made our way toward that today, so a little bit on the chilly side for right now, but otherwise not seeing a major amount of concern. We did have a few wildfires popping up today. The red dots that you see on the visible infrared interferometry radioferometry system satellite, that is where we're seeing the wildfires pop up. And then we have, again, not too much to worry about in the way of air quality. A little bit worse up into southeastern Tennessee, up around Blount County, but otherwise not seeing a major problem with any of the wildfires across much of the region. We actually did pretty good when it came to air quality today. A couple of hours ago, AQI was at 42. Ozone particle pollution, both the smaller and larger particles and nitrous oxide. Also, again, looking at little, if anything, in the way of major problems there. The big polluter today was pollen, and that from the trees, that from the high category, and that information on the pollen from the Chattanooga Allergy Clinic. This from the Chattanooga Hamilton County Air Pollution Control Bureau, and as of right now, again, showing decent conditions out there. Air quality is not really all that bad at this point in time. We've got high pressure doing a good job of keeping things very much on the quiet side, dry air into and around much of the southeastern United States, and going to be staying that way into the course of the next couple of days, it looks like. Temperatures right before the top of the hour were almost at 10 o'clock, back in the 40s, North Carolina, and all the way back up toward about Madisonville. Cleveland, Dalton, Ellijay, Rome, all in the 40s. Everybody else back into the 50s. So very quiet, very dry. Not seeing a problem out there with anything going on into the next day or two. We do have a couple of storm systems going on. One is going to be just about kind of edging on through, and we don't have a lot of activity happening just yet. High pressure, again, well in control of much of the area, but it's not giving us anything to worry about in the way of rainfall. So what we are seeing is a couple of storm systems that are going to be kind of heading on through. First one is over the plain states, and this one picking up a little bit of moisture from off the Gulf of Mexico, but not really all that much. This front is going to make its way through, and then this system way out over portions of the Pacific, over the Gulf of Alaska. This one is going to give us better chances of some problems where it comes to anything involving showers and thunderstorms, but this is going to be a week away from us, so better possibilities of rain next Sunday into Monday, and then we see again the potential for some showers and thunderstorms out there, but really just not looking at a lot of activity. So it's going to be quiet, it's going to be dry, and I think we're not going to be seeing too much of anything anytime soon. Running the numbers again into tomorrow morning, cool with temperatures back in the lower 40s. We'll talk more about the possibility of frost tonight in just a little bit. Tuesday, sunshine and a little bit warmer, back in the high 60s, lower 70s. Back in the 50s for Wednesday. I think the computer models get a little bit too overeager in throwing in the potential of some rain showers here. Very dry atmosphere. The computer just basically latches onto anything in the way of heavy amounts of cloud cover and throws some rain showers in there. I doubt we're going to be seeing much of anything out there anytime soon. Now, we get into around Wednesday afternoon. Beautiful. That front sidles on through, but temperatures are very much on the mild side. And then cool-ish for Thursday. More chances of rain well back into the mid-south and well away from us. Thursday, we've got, again, the potential of more showers, maybe some thunderstorms coming up down to our south. And then for Friday, part of that next system makes its way on through into the upper Midwest. That is where we're going to be seeing the best potential for more in the way of rainfall anytime soon, but that is going to be a lesser chance for right now. That is going to be the best opportunity we've got for rain close to the area, but beyond that, I think we're going to be seeing better potential of rain showers out there as we get into the course of next week. And we'll take a look at that coming up on the 7-day forecast, if I can just get my windows here straightened out to show you a little bit more about what's happening. One other thing about tonight, I want to make certain everybody's aware of this. Chattanooga and most of the rest of the News 12 viewing area not seeing anything in the way of a frost situation, but in the higher elevations, north central Georgia, Fannin County in the News 12 viewing area, western North Carolina, Cherokee County, and southeastern Monroe and Polk County, Tennessee in the News 12 viewing area. That's the best potential of getting frost tonight. Frost advisory goes into effect at 4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. That's, again, tomorrow. If you're watching on Tuesday, it goes into effect at 4 a.m. today. We do not see much of anything else for frost. It is going to be chilly. If you've got sensitive plants out there that don't like the 40s and the upper 30s, you may want to protect them and bring them back in again. I took my orange tree back inside just to be on the safe side and just to make certain that is where we're seeing the worst of the worst activity for now when it comes to frost. So that is good news, and not much else is going to be happening for now. Island Cove Marina and Resort, Orion smack in the middle of the screen, the 3 dots, stars of the belt right there. And we continue again to see some very calm conditions out across the area through the rest of the next several days. We will see temperatures stair-stepping upwards into next week as we start to round out the rest of the month. We'll be in the last we're in the last full week of April now, getting toward May, temperatures in the mid-80s, and Sunday night into Monday, and again going from Monday into Tuesday, there is that possibility of some showers and thunderstorms coming up. I don't see anything in the way of problems, again, for severe weather yet, but because this is several days in the future, we want to watch and see what comes our direction. So that's the only chance of rain we've got, and it's still, again, very far out there, but as this gets closer, as this event gets closer to us, we really should pay attention to it. We're kind of on the edge of getting out of severe weather season from May through about early November. That's going to be the summer and autumn doldrums where little, if anything, happens. So we're getting warmer, yes. We're coming closer to summertime, yes. We still are in that cusp area of potentially getting some severe weather. So that is something we're really going to have to monitor and see what goes on. So keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you updated as to what we may be looking at out there. All right, special announcement. This was just came out earlier the last couple of days. You may have seen maps like this before, to where the National Weather Service has maps that are available for things like air pollution, avalanche threats, hail, winter weather severity index is what they're called for ice and snow and blizzard conditions, things like that. And usually they appear in these categories to where you have green for 0 all the way up to magenta for the most extreme potential. Well, now we're seeing this issued by the Weather Prediction Center for heat threats. And you may be thinking, well, big deal, I'll just stay in the air conditioning and I have nothing to worry about. Well, a lot of people can't do that. Add to that for civic planners, for emergency managers wanting to know the threat of what is coming their way when it comes to heat. We can get some powerful and deadly heat waves. And to prepare for that, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration under the National Weather Service has put together this heat severity index. And this is really cool to be able to take a look at because it, again, is a good category system to show what we may be looking at from 0 through 5, green, yellow, orange, red, magenta, from 0% chance of anything happening all the way up to, again, an extreme situation, which is classified as being a rare and or long duration extreme heat event with little to no overnight relief. Usually it calms down, cools off overnight. Sometimes the temperatures don't go below 80 degrees. That's your low temperature, and when you go upwards from there, that is where you start seeing the potential of problems. When you start getting into around the threat for a continued amount of heat that just goes on and on and on, and there is nothing out there for days, possibly weeks on end, to where you can get some deadly conditions where a lot of people will lock themselves in their house. They don't have air conditioning. They might have a fan, but that heat can play havoc with the very young and the very old and those who, again, have lung conditions like emphysema or asthma or have heart conditions. People like that do not need to be in a locked away, heated up situation. So this right here can get the word out to everybody in the community. If you have those type of health conditions, if you know somebody who has those health conditions, you can help by making certain that you pay attention to the weather and this information here that will give you a heads up as to what is coming our direction. It may not seem like much, but heat waves are actually one of the major killers when it comes to weather-related disasters. So this could be a very big lifesaver, and this is really something to keep in mind. The information right here, you can get more details by going to NOAA.gov, but you can also go to their website, wpc.ncep.noaa.gov, or go to weather.gov and you'll find the link to the Weather Prediction Center, WPC, on that site, and go to, again, look for heat risk, or just search NOAA heat risk or NWS heat risk, and that'll take you to more information about this. This is a very good idea, and this is just as important as anything involving a winter weather scenario or avalanches or anything involving ice storm potential that may affect hundreds of thousands or millions of people for days or weeks at a time. This is something that could be a lifesaver for a lot of people. So if you'd like to know more about that, that's our very neat website of the day, so we can find out more details as to giving you an idea as to what goes on with weather. This could help a lot of people out there, so definitely want to pay attention to something like that if at all possible. This is a very cool thing to have, no pun intended, but this gives you an idea as to what exactly might be a disastrous situation coming your direction, so something to think about there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our friendinroofing.com weather/science question of the day. Now, this is important because this is a question about weather in Tennessee, and it's on average, not the maximum amount, but on average, the state of Tennessee receives how many tornadoes per year? And this information courtesy of the National Weather Service in Nashville. 17, 22, 31, or 50. 17 was the most popular answer, checking in at 67%. The correct answer was 31, which actually got 0% of the votes today. Andrew Harrison took that one. Got that one correct. So congratulations to Andrew. Andrew Harrison and Kay Blevins are evening anchors. They sort of play along in our little science/weather game show format. We'll have another question going up at midnight, and if you'd like to know more, use the QR code on your screen, or just go to our website, wdef.com/weather, and you'll be able to find out more about what goes on out there with our next question. And of course, you can see all of our weather pictures out there, all kinds of neat things. So please check in for more at wdef.com. We'd love to see what you're seeing out there for tonight. I think that should just about do it. We do not have anything in the way of any major amounts of situations taking place, so we've only been on the air here for about 17 minutes, give or take, and there's really little, if anything, taking place for now. Next best chance of any major concerns is going to be coming up again several weeks into the future, so not really too much going on there. More information about our website available at the bottom section of the screen that you're watching, wdef.com/weather. Email address in the lower section of your screen right below where I'm pointing on Twitch and on YouTube. Onek at wdef.com if you'd like to email me directly. Questions, concerns, if you have ideas about what it is you'd like to see on here, we'd love to have you back. I'm on all these social media sites, so if you want to check out more information there, if you want to play a game of chess, I'm on both chess.com and lichess.org. And again, if you'd like to know more about what this is all about, and if there's anything on here you'd like to see, more satellites, more radar, more weather around the world, that's kind of a neat idea. We might see if we can include more information about that, about what's going on around the world when it comes to heat records and things of that nature. But if there's something you'd like to see, TV stations operate on the public giving us information about what they saw, information that they picked up, and we can't do this without you. So if there's something you'd like to see, please let us know. We'd love to be able to give you more data about what's going on, so stay tuned for more on that. I'll have more details tonight on News 12 at 11, so stay tuned for more there. We'll also have more coming up. Chip Chapman will have more on the forecast bright and early tomorrow morning. Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern. That's right when that frost advisory is in effect. So find out more there about that and time saver traffic. And of course, we'll have a bunch of more information coming up at wdef.com. So stay tuned for more on that. Live and direct on Monday, the 22nd of April. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Thanks for joining us for tonight's Weather Overtime. And of course, stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online.